Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's your host, Arlette, and we are here today with Jeremiah and Shana. Welcome, y'all. How we feeling?
Feeling good.
Feeling good.
Okay. We got big old smiles. I like that. So we had you all on episode 19 of Pop the Balloon or Find Love, where you guys ended up matching. Okay, so is it going to be a yes for you for
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for her?
Of course. 100%.
We got a match! I'll take this. Yes. And you guys can go on up. Let's give it up for them, y'all.
I don't know about y'all, but I usually don't remember the people on these catch-ups, but they're one of like the only people I actually remember, and they look the same.
All right. So obviously on your episode of episode 19, people had quite a lot to say, as we saw in the comments. Shana, we'll start with you.
Oh, that's the accountability girl. That's the girl that wouldn't take accountability. I think she didn't like the question of why did you and your ex break up? That was her. I believe that was her.
A lot of the comments, they were all calling you purple dress, by the way. Everybody was
I
like,
was
purple
wearing
dress,
pink.
purple dress.
I was wearing pink.
For some reason it looked purple a little bit. Yeah, so everybody was like, purple dress doesn't want to take accountability, and whatever it may be. How did you feel about reading those comments and talk us through the moment when you were in there getting asked these questions and whatever it was?
What are you doing? You spend all this
ads
time
is
working
crazy.
out, eating.
Ads are crazy.
I think I was going to match with anyone.
When you were in there getting asked these questions and whatever it was.
Okay, so when I came to set, I honestly didn't think I was going to match with anyone. I walked on set and I seen all these gorgeous women there. Episode 19, I'm not sure if y'all remember the lineup, but these girls were gorgeous.
Yes, they were.
So I said, I'll just come for the experience. I'll come and have fun. If you guys remember the episode, I was laughing and giggling the whole time. And I was asked a few questions, and which I didn't answer. And honestly, watching that episode and reading the comments, they were brutal. But I do understand why so many people are upset. That I do understand. Coming from my point of view, which is something I learned major being on the show, and I was speaking to Jeremiah about it, is I live like a private life for the most part. And one of my biggest mistakes was coming on a public show trying to be so private. And I learned major, that was a big no.
Yeah.
Which is why I didn't answer some of the questions. If I could go back and redo it, which I can't, it's already done.
Right, exactly.
But growing from this experience, I would have answered. Even if I didn't want to, I should have given an explanation.
Okay.
So I did learn that. And after the show, when I was reading the comments, I did call Jeremiah. And I said, do you want me to answer the question? Which
We
he
all
did
want
say
you to
yes
answer
to. And I said, the show apart. Let's put the show aside, just me and you. Do you want to know the answer to this question that he had asked? Because he had asked me something that I did wrong and something that my ex did wrong in our past relationship. And I did answer the question to Jeremiah. So,
Okay.
yeah. I really didn't feel so.
No, we want to know. I want to know what happened in your last relationship. All right? Nah, you don't get two passes. You don't get to just hide and in secret tell Jeremiah. No, you owe the audience. You need to tell us what happened with you and your ex. Was you fucking and sucking? What was happening? Because the way you was reacting was as if, you went through a phase and that brother got hurt by the shit that you was doing, huh? I'm just saying. I feel like she owes that. Audience, what do y'all think?
Safe in a space full of strangers to let that part of me out. And what I could have told Jeremiah was, we can have this conversation off camera, which we did,
Yeah.
So I learned from that experience that if you're going to go on this show and you think you live a private life, don't do it. Or don't come on the show and not answer questions.
Try to be private,
people will come for you. And people said so much like, I've cheated in the past, which I never have. Or I don't take accountability, which I do take a lot of accountability. And I have people in my circle who do keep me accountable too,
That's good.
So I am an accountable person, but I can say my biggest mistake, one of the few that I made on the show, was not answering that. And I should have answered it. And one more thing that I did do wrong, which
We respect that.
told Jeremiah too, is I shouldn't have popped. I should have given him the opportunity, if I didn't answer the question, to pop, because I popped before, as soon as he answered the question. So I know I said a lot. So I grew from the experience. I've learned a lot. So
Respect.
Okay, that's
I
good.
respect it.
See, and so look at that, y'all. She's taking accountability now. She came out right out the gate, ready to take accountability.
I respect her answer. Although she did not give it to us about what happened, it's really not our business. It's really her business and whoever's asking, if she want to tell them. At the end of the day, the fact that, she took accountability that wasn't really good on the show shows that, okay, she takes accountability. She did that publicly. Take accountability publicly. All right, so I respect that. She ain't give no excuses or anything like that. And being a private person is very much understandable. And I think when those lights shine on you, I think everything probably hits like, okay, I didn't really consider everything that these lights are gonna come with. So I do understand where she's coming from. But at the same time, if a brother asks you, he meets you, and he's trying to talk to you, and he asks you, hey, like, what happened in your past relationship? That is a very important question. That is the same reason why employers ask what happened at your last job. Same reason why when you about to rent a house out or something like that, they ask, hey, why'd you leave your last place? Or, give us their phone number so we can see your history. It's a credit report. I need your relationship credit report, all right?
They can't come for you now. We'll see. We don't know about the internet. We never know. So Jeremiah,
Yes.
Obviously, like she said, she ended up popping on you initially.
Right.
However, that didn't deter you. When she got that balloon back, you were still ready to match. Why so?
Yeah, so I believe in second chances sometimes.
Okay.
But I saw Shana, I'm like, wow, she's very beautiful. And I'm like, let me just give her a second chance. You never know.
Exactly.
Because when you give a second chance to some people, they end up surprising you and end up being the one. But we can kind of speak on how things went after the fact.
Okay, well,
Oh,
that's a
I
good
thought it was
segue. Let's jump right into it.
Bro, I thought it was a short episode because, it went well. That's usually how it is. When Arlette, when the relationships are good, she cuts the episode off real quick. The catch-ups be fast.
Then so, since you guys ended up matching, have you gone on a date? Have you hung out?
Yo, these ads are crazy, bro. These ads are crazy right now.
Kind of.
Uh-oh. Tell me about it.
So after the show, we us and Julius and JoJo, we all went on a double date. I think they may have mentioned it.
They did.
In the past follow-up show. So after that, we had a very good night. It was very fun at the hookah lounge. After that,
No hookah was done.
yeah, I was like, wait, why are we at a hookah lounge and we're not smoking hookah? But after the hookah lounge and after the show, we talked here and there, we texted here and there, but honestly, I don't know if you want me to say anything, but at the end of it, we were like, maybe things didn't work out the way that they were supposed to be. But in the end, we ended up being very amicable.
Okay.
And we are still single.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Shana, what happened?
Okay, so to kind of repeat what he said, so once we left the show, we went on a double date with Julius and JoJo. Shout out to them. I saw that they're doing great. We had an incredible night. I'm glad I didn't match with Jeremiah that night. We were just giggling the whole night. And then we ended up that night, I'm not sure if you remembered, we had watched a previous episode of Pop the Balloon in the car. And we were like, this is how people are going to like roast us, So we did have a good first date. But after our first date, we kind of
Fizzled out.
a little bit. I still think very highly of Jeremiah, but we just didn't work out. I live on the East Coast. He lives on the West Coast, which I think is kind of a big reason why we didn't work out as much too.
Okay.
There's a few other things, but one of the main reasons, in my opinion.
So initially when we matched, she said that she lived in Florida, and I was initially okay with that because I'm like, okay, we can kind of work something out.
Yeah.
I can book a flight, go see her. She can book a flight and come see me. But as things went on, I'm like, okay, really not feeling that the spark wasn't there, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So
And this was how soon after you?
this was about maybe like a week ago.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Oh boy.
Jump right in.
You want to go first?
No
I can go
secrets.
first.
Go ahead.
So since we stayed, it was going to be long distance. One of the reasons that, in my opinion, I know Jeremiah said he didn't feel a spark, which I respect. I still think he's very attractive. I know he thinks the same about me. But it was Jeremiah's lack of communication. I barely heard from Jeremiah after the show. He would text me here and there. And one thing I do appreciate about him is he knew I got a lot of backlash from our episode, and he was texting me to check up on me. I do appreciate you doing that. But other than that, there was really no communication between us, like no calls, no FaceTime. So it kind of just let me know that he wasn't really interested. And that's how I took it. So yeah.
Like would you like message him and you wouldn't hear anything back, or?
No, he would text me back, or he would text me, or I would text him. But it was very like short conversations. Like it wasn't really getting to know me, or it was just like, hey, how are you kind of thing, and that was it. Like it was nothing. Like we had 2 phone conversations. I was telling to BM, which is your husband. Yeah. We had 2 phone conversations since the show, and I'm the one who initiated both of the conversations. So, his actions just showed a lot that he wasn't like, it's not something he was feeling, which, I was fine with. I told him after the show, if this is something you want to pursue, just let me know. If not, let me know too. I'm cool either way. So, yeah, his action just told me that he really wasn't interested, and I was fine with that. So, yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
What's your perspective on it?
So we did have a conversation offline about the distance and me trying to come out to go see her. And we had a conversation about me just flying out. And when I was actually in the process of booking a flight to go see Shana, she said no.
I did say no.
So
how soon after the show, after you guys matched, when was this?
This was about a week after the show.
Oh.
It wasn't a week after the show.
Okay, a week and 2 days.
No, it was probably 3 weeks after the show. It was when BM reached out to me to do our catch-up episode, and I reached out to you and said, hey, BM wants to do our catch-up. You're like, well, I haven't even gotten a chance to get to know you. Let me come out to Florida. And that's when I said, I would much rather you have gotten to know me first, through call, through text, than for you just to fly to Florida. Because what if we weren't even compatible, So that's why I didn't say no, like it's a no, do not come and see me. It was a no, I'd rather you have gotten the time to know me first, which I feel like you really didn't do.
Yeah, no, I really get that. So the way that I think that you get to kind of know a person a little bit better is to actually see them in person, see them in the flesh.
Okay. Let me just comment on that real quick. What he's saying is facts. But if you live in 2 different states, right? One lives on the East Coast, the other lives on the West Coast. If we're not texting in between, like for 3 weeks, I can't just pull up on you because you're on the other side of the country. If we're not texting, we're not calling, we're not making time for FaceTimes, I'm not going to tell you to fly to my state so we could finally get to know each other. I strongly would advise before you have somebody fly to your state, because if somebody flies to your state, you got to kind of like carry them around, show them the city, and I mean like such and such is here for you. Versus if somebody lives in your state, it's different because it's like, all right, even if we're not compatible, you could just go off and go do your own thing or whatever in the city or whatever. But if he comes out there and they're not compatible, but they're stuck around each other until his return flight, then it does kind of seem like you was only trying to come see her because the catch up was coming up. Know what I mean? So it's like, all right, well, shit, let's hurry up and try to get to know each other because, we ain't really give it a chance. So my question is, well, why? Know what I mean? He ain't really give a good reason. After 3 weeks, and then you're like, all right, yo, I'm going to come see you without talking to her consistently after the Arlette show? Nah. Not unless you're trying to fly out and get some pum pum. You know what I mean? But nah. Like, I mean, a text, hey, how you doing? Hey, how's it going? Anything would have sufficed, I'm pretty sure, to lead up to you flying out here for us to really get to know each other. But if it's just straight blank from the last time I seen you, and then the next time it's like, hey, I'm about to fly out to come be with you, it's like, I don't know if I want to be with you or not. I don't even know if I like you for real. Like, we ain't talked since we met. Nah. Okay.
Right? To see that look at their body language is to actually. So the way that I think that you get to kind of know a person a little bit better is to actually see them in person, see them in the flesh. Okay. Right? To see that look at their body language, look at how they're speaking, and you actually get to see the physical person. And even if things didn't work out, I can go to Disney World. It's in Orlando.
And
okay.
I understand that,
You had a
Jeremiah,
backup
but
plan.
still, no effort was put in at all prior to you saying, "Hey, I want to come see you." You know, if we were to do this, we were going to be long distance regardless. So call and text and FaceTime was
Facts.
all we had. And you didn't even give that to me. So when you said, "Hey, I want to come see you," I was like, "Come see me for what? This man has not showed interest for the past few weeks." And now all of a sudden he wants to hop on a plane and come to Florida. So that's why I said no.
So, like wanting to go see someone in person is quite literally the action of trying to get to know them. I'm more of an in-person
what he's saying.
person. Texting, calling, FaceTiming is okay, but I'd rather see you in the flesh. I'd rather.
All right, well, brother, I'm gonna be honest with you, cause me and my wife, we did long distance before we lived together. Long distance is not for you. Then that's just facts, because yeah, you're gonna fly out to go see her, right? Y'all have a good time, and then when you go back home after you realize that y'all are compatible, you're going to be texting, calling, and FaceTiming. Until next time, you can't go another 3 weeks once she's your girlfriend, and now you're not talking to her for real or consistently until you see her again. Long distance doesn't work like that. The in between time, that choosing each other on the phone, texting each other, it ain't got to be all day, but you definitely have to put initiative in that. Those FaceTimes, the FaceTime dates, all of that stuff is stuff that you have to do in a long distance relationship. Now, I mean, so he just sounds like he's like, yeah, but it's seeing somebody in person. Okay, bro, it's not like you saw her in person the following week. Now, I mean, or it's not like you saw her in person the next couple days. No, it from what it sounds like is, bro, you went blank cold turkey and then popped up 3 weeks later like, hey, I want to see you. A relationship is not going to work like that. Long distance. Now in person, because I'm not a texting person either. It's all love when you see me, though. I'm not even an on the phone person. It's all love when you see, but I understand I have to still show my lady you matter. Now, I mean, I'm over here, you over there. I still have to show you that, hey, I'm thinking about you. Whether that's just calling you before I go to sleep. Now, I mean, texting you like, hey, this is what I'm doing throughout the day. But no type of nothing, and then I just pop up like, yo, trying to come through. Nah, that's some booty call shit. Like, what I mean? You put no initiative.
Be able to hug you in person, really get to know you, and possibly meet your friends. But you really can't do a lot of that over texting and calling. Okay. So that was my point.
You could warm it up, though.
Have you ever had a long distance relationship or fling, whatever it is, beforehand?
Yeah, yes, I have.
Okay.
And it's been a consistent, like, me coming out there, that person coming out to wherever I'm at. Mm-hmm. And it worked out for quite a long time. Mm-hmm. But eventually there comes a point where one person or the other has to eventually relocate to the same city as the other person. And those past relationships didn't reach that point.
Okay. So now between the visits where you would go over there or they would come to you, how was the communication?
Oh, it was excellent. Oh. So after the initial visit, I typically can kind of gauge a person, whether that's going to be a potential relationship or not. So the purpose of a physical trip is twofold. So it's to get to know the person and then figure out if this person could be a potential relationship in the future.
Okay. So it sounds like you guys have like different ways of how you want to start off a relationship.
Yeah, and we didn't both realize that until we were both like, yeah, no.
But that doesn't mean that y'all are not compatible, though. I feel like, again, so this is the thing. You have two people that have good intentions on getting to know each other. It's just they both want to do it differently. That doesn't mean you're not compatible. It just means the lines are a little bit blurred in the beginning. Nothing's going to be perfect in the beginning. But for the way he just explained it, he even just cleared it up for me. Like, that kind of makes sense. Like, because I'll be honest with you, like, when I first met my lady, I wasn't that consistent in texting and calling and stuff like that when she wasn't my girl. It wasn't until I flew her out here for my birthday and we spent some one-on-one time or whatever that I was like, you know what? I really want to keep going with this. Like, we got to really spend some time, So I kind of understand, but at the same time, in an actual long-distance relationship, you have to be okay with we're not going to be seeing each other every day. Yeah, I mean, and he did say that's something that he's been through before, so he kind of just changed my mind. I ain't gonna lie. I wonder what she gonna say to that. Like, let's give it a try, Jerome. Let's give it a try.
You know, it's speaking to him after the fact. He's like, this is what I want to do. Well, I'm like, I prefer you gotten to know me first, you know, because if we're long distance, all we have is
Never
call,
too late.
text, and FaceTime. And he's
Right.
like, no, I want to see you. And so,
She got a point.
you know,
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
And then, so did you guys ever have this conversation before, or it was just kind of like, that's it, we're done?
Wow, she looks at me like that. So we kind of had this type of conversation, but it was nothing that was like set in stone to where like, okay, this is how you like to know a person. This is how I like to know a person. Let's see if there is some way we can meet in the middle, to where we can kind of compromise and make it work on both ends.
which we should have done.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
that's failure on both of our ends, that we kind of didn't communicate how we wanted to do that. You know, so I think we both dropped the
appreciate
ball
Yeah, I
on that
appreciate taking
aspect.
accountability for that.
Yeah.
Look at you, just
like
all
it.
accountability today. I know.
Accountability.
The word
I like it.
accountability.
Nah, for real.
It's plastered on my head.
Oh,
For real.
man. Okay.
Yo, these ads are so crazy.
All right, guys, so where are we today? What's going on? Is he booking a flight?
He is not.
Oh,
no.
okay,
we,
okay.
we both
okay.
agreed to just let this be what it was. I appreciate meeting Jeremiah, the whole experience. Although it was kind of tough, but he's a great guy. I have nothing bad to say about him to this day. So yeah.
Yeah, no, Shana is a very beautiful woman. She has perfect wifey traits, guys. And
I do like this.
and if you're in the Florida area, definitely check her out.
Okay.
But overall, she's a great woman. She
gave
has
her
been
away.
great through this process, and you never know, you might see one of us again.
You'll see Jeremiah again if you're in Vegas.
Oh.
And I told him this personally off camera. I said, you know, for the right woman and the woman that Jeremiah wants, he will be an incredible partner. I believe that. So good luck to him.
No, good luck to you.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, friend.
Well, oh God, not the emphasis on friend. Okay. Well, you know, just to wrap
Wow.
things up, any projects or any final thoughts, anything we can be on the lookout from either one of you?
No. Well, I do have a YouTube channel. I'm not sure. I don't want to.
No, go ahead.
shout it
Yeah,
out,
put yourself
so-
out there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. This is your platform. I didn't
No,
want to put
you're
it out there.
good.
But I do have a YouTube channel called Tripping with Jay. And it's just me traveling to different countries and
Nice.
putting it out as a travel vlog for the most part. Yeah.
Very cool. We'll be checking it out.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Shayna?
I don't have anything, but I could just say Jesus loves you. Give your life to
Amen.
Christ. He's the best. Amen.
Right on.
All right. Well,
sister,
thank
right
you both
on.
for coming on today. I really
Thank
do
you.
appreciate your time. And I wish you both, honestly, the best.
Thank you.
Of course. And thank you, everyone at home, for tuning in. We will catch y'all next time.
That's one of the shortest meetups I think Arlette has ever done. And if they had to book out of space for that, I know they probably like, bro, no way. They owe us money. Let me clean up my background real quick. My bad, y'all. I got to get used to we getting our subscribers up. Now, I mean, the support is getting kind of high. I got to start putting some respect, you know what I mean, on y'all name. But listen, I don't see why they don't give it a try. She said he's handsome. He said that she has wifey material. You know what I mean? So he sees it in her. She sees it in him. Y'all had a little, I guess, bump in the road. Y'all both took accountability on why you had that bump in the road. Why stop there? And y'all both are looking for somebody, and you both like each other. And you didn't get to the point to even see how compatible you guys were, because you guys didn't really talk. And both of your intentions were pretty innocent. Like what he said made sense in the end. That okay, I would like to meet her, that do that initial meetup. Could he have went about it better, texting her a lot more, whatever? And yeah, but that's not how he judges whether or not he's really into somebody. In his perspective, he's like, all right, you know, like when I see her, it's all love, and then we'll decide where we're gonna go from there. Her perspective is, all right, so how it's gonna go out, like straight out of us meeting, is where we're gonna go from, like how we're gonna go moving on. Y'all looked at the beginning differently. He's like, all right, when I see you, we're gonna see the vibe. She's like, the next day, we're gonna see the vibe. but y'all never really talked about it. So now y'all talked about it, took accountability, so why not try it? People, if this is you in your relationship, if this is you while you're trying to date people, meet people, please understand this. I think one of the best quotes I've ever seen was, when you're in a relationship, when you're getting to know somebody, you are two people that have been living your own life for however many years you've been alive. And then you meet somebody else and you're figuring out how to live that life together, how to take what you have been experiencing and what the other person has been experiencing, bring it together and live together. I have been doing things the way I've been doing it for years. My wife has been doing it the way she's been doing it for years. It's up to us to talk about it so now we can do it together. There's going to be hiccups. There's going to be bumps in the road. There's going to be a little bit of confusion. Like, that's just how it is. I've been living my life so long without you. You've been living your life so long without me. But that's part of being in a relationship. We're learning to live together. So we have to understand that, okay, it's not always going to be 100% understood without it being spoken about. But a lot of times in the dating field, what happens is y'all don't even allow things to be talked about. It's like, oh, if you don't get it already, then I'm good on you. I'm straight on you. Nah, you messed up on that. You can't be interested in me. Even though my reason was very genuine that, no, hold up, that may be the way you love. That may be the way you get to know somebody, but that's not the way I get to know somebody. Well, I guess we're just not compatible. No. That just means we look at that one scenario differently. Me and my lady are very compatible in a lot of ways. We're not compatible in all ways. And when I say compatible, I mean she sees things blue, I may see things red in that space. You know what I mean? I give you a perfect example. I remember when she first came to my house and she was cleaning. Maybe it wasn't the first time, but it was one of the times she came to my house and she was cleaning my counter with a sponge. And I was just like, I've never seen that before. A sponge? Now I mean, like, okay. I've never done that. I always had a separate rag for the counters, you know? That just comes with you've been doing things the way you've been doing it, and I've been doing the things I've been doing. We're not compatible in the way we see that. Now I mean, but okay, it's part of being with somebody. Like, my wife is not me. Now I mean, I'm not her. So she can't expect me to 100% understand everything she knows and see things exactly the way she sees it. That's why we have to talk about it. But imagine if I would have just stopped at the sponge, like, it's not working. She doesn't understand how to clean properly. That is what a lot of y'all be doing when y'all meet people. Y'all look for the smallest red flag and run and be like, oh, there's no good people out there. Oh, it's so hard to find somebody nowadays. Is it? Is it? Or are you very judgmental? Hey, man, it's been your boy, Ty Boogie, and I just want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. We have finally passed 500 subscribers. We are currently sitting at, we are sitting at 550. That's like 100 in like 2 days, bro. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed. We are going to be monetized soon. Know what I mean? And y'all are just going to be here for the journey, all right? And if y'all are interested in me starting a Discord so we can kind of have conversations, like grown folk conversations, that's why I really have been enjoying this channel too, outside of my other channel, because I feel like I have adults over here. We could talk about grown up stuff. You know what I mean? Like stuff that I really resonate with instead of just reacting to popular stuff that's going on. Know what I mean? So I hope we could just all grow together, all learn stuff together. Know what I mean? When I'm wrong, correct me. I don't mind. Even though I'm gonna come at y'all in the comments if you say something crazy. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I reply to all comments too, by the way. Hey man, it's been your boy Ty Boogie Oogie. I'm out of here, man.